Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another League of Legends video. Today we're going to be playing some Ashe as AD carry. This is ranked solo queue in kind of upper plat 5, I guess. I don't know how ELO works. But yeah, playing Ashe. Not a champion that I necessarily ever play in ranked. In fact, this might be my first Ashe game in ranked. Because usually I only play Master Yi, but as you can see I am 4th in the pick order, so I did have to fill a little bit. I actually let this guy pick first, and he actually picked support right off the bat, so I was like, alright, great, I'll play Ashe then. This lane's actually super weak, but I would say Ashe is kind of a comfort pick for me as far as AD carries go. And what I mean by comfort pick is that I kind of understand how the flow of Ashe in the game should go and kind of how to team fight with her, which I believe are the two key components for a comfort pick. Like, I can play, like Caitlyn and kind of do well in lane, like maybe even win lane, like outfarm the other guy, get a kill or two. But when it comes to team fights, I'm using my skills in the wrong order. I'm not ulting at the right times. I have no idea how to use traps in team fights. Do you even do that? It's not something I can do on command, but someone like Ashe, who I've been playing off and on since Season 1, I kind of understand these things for her. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to explain in this video, is how to play Ashe in solo queue. I actually had gotten away from Ashe and had been playing a lot of Ezreal and Misfortune. I played Misfortune a ton in Season 3 and had kind of switched over to Ezreal for Season 4 because I was getting tired of getting dove all the time. Also, this patch is 4.11, and kind of the big change as far as AD carries is concerned in this patch is Essence Reaver is buffed to 60 AD, and towers are much stronger in this patch, which is good for AD carries because one of the main ways you die as AD carries is getting tower dove, because you're super squishy early and junglers and mid laners want to come dive you with impunity. So we actually got this AD Fizz top this game. I have no idea how he got first blood there versus Renekton, I believe. Pretty beast mode though, well played by him. Let me give you a little background on this game. This game, I was about 90% sure we were going to lose. This is one of those games where I just was so sure we were going to lose it in Champ Select, and usually I'm right at the end of the day about that. Check this out. First of all, we had two people call top. And this guy, this Riven, was not paying attention that the other guy called top as fish, so he just went ahead and locked Riven in. I mean, it's not all his fault. He could have obviously seen that he called top, but when someone locks in fish, you expect him to go mid, right? But the guy was like being really nice. He's like, I didn't mean to troll. I can play Riven mid, no problem. So I'm like, alright, that's the first problem. Watch me miss a million CS in lane, by the way, while I'm talking. Never said I was great at last hitting as Ashe. And then second problem is we get this last pick here that just writes a paragraph unprovoked about uncarryable scrubs in solo queue. It's just plain he is on tilt. And come to find out at the end of the game, he'll confirm that he was... I missed that CS there, what the hell? He'll confirm that he was actually on a 7-game loss streak, which is just the worst. You know you're going to lose when you got a guy like that on your team. But actually, man, that was so bad right there. Let me rewind that and actually show you how garbage that actually was. Look how much health I have here. I'm actually crushing this Draven. But I had actually missed so many CS up to this point that I wanted to freeze this lane and make sure that I got as many of these CS as I could. I even still missed that one. And look how much health I lost. Watch me rewind here. Look how much health I have here. I lose like over half my health trying to freeze this. And I think I got maybe 1 CS for it. This was not worth it. Terrible play by me. I almost threw the lane right there. That's something you can't afford to do early as AD carry, is freeze the lane with your body. You're just too squishy. What I should have done instead was be more aggressive with trying to farm and get these minions low while they're out here in this range, which is what I'm starting to try to do here, even though I don't do it perfectly. But that's the idea you want to try to go for, is aggressively, because you're going to get pushed into tower as Ashe in all likelihood, especially versus Draven. So what you got to do is do your best to prep the creeps. Alright, so we got Elise coming in. I immediately turn on my my frost arrows and just start going in. Basic stuff. Not really reinventing the wheel or dropping any enlightening information there. It's just all about having good map awareness and understanding that the jungler's coming and going in at the right time. Like, even if they had this worded, what you want to do is just do it. Like, once this guy, the Elise made the proper play by just walking in, and I tried to make the proper follow-up by just going for it, you know, not hiding the fact that Elise was coming at this time I went in. And just following up on the chase, which is something Ashe is very good at with frost arrows. So right here I do make kind of a conceptual misplay, and part of it is because I've kind of taken a bruise in lane. I've taken like my morale got hit in lane by losing so hard. I think I'm losing but like 1 billion CS. I haven't even checked CS. I missed that cannon. But I was just feeling like I was getting beat in lane. I actually heal here to get out. What I should have done is just push this lane as hard as I can, but I was feeling like I had just missed 1 billion CS, so I was just trying to freeze it out, even though I knew it was the wrong decision, because those guys were going to get back sooner than I could kind of freeze the lane out. And even if I had tried to freeze it, I was so low, I had to go back. These guys could have doped me under tower otherwise. Thankfully, we somehow ended up getting that Draven's flash right there anyways, because he kind of made a bad play, but he could have done that so much more better and kind of starved me under the tower. He could have slow pushed that wave up on me and starved me out under the tower. Kind of a bad play by me. Also, it's kind of hard to push as Ashe early. Volley is such a weird spell. It doesn't hit everything all the time, you know, it's like the arrows like are taken up once they hit creeps and stuff. I don't know. Talk about my buys here. I think I went back with like 1,300, 1,200 gold, something like that. I ended up buying a Vamp Scepter and a Longsword and a couple pots. I think I bought like 3 pots. Yeah, I bought 3 pots. Just for the extra sustain. I'm looking to stay in lane as long as I can right here. Because on Ashe, you're not trying to scrap it out. You're trying to farm, harass where you can with volleys. And, I mean, you know, you're probably not going to get kills with Ashe. I say that, but there's actually this high-level Ashe player, like Diamond 1 Ashe, who goes by the name Ashe is Elite. Like all one word. Just spelled out like the 3 words are. And I actually caught this guy on stream one time because he was in like the featured matches. Not on stream, but like in the featured matches. And I was like, someone called Ashe is Elite playing Ashe in a high level play? I gotta check that out. Let me tell you, that guy is incredible. He crushes as Ashe. He doesn't like out farm his lane. He just wins the lane. He gets kills. He bullies the other laner, and he does it with like impeccable spacing. He abuses the fact that Ashe has 600 range and most AD carries have like 550. He's just the master of it. He's incredible. He hits both enemy champions with a volley every single time. It's unreal. If you get a chance, check him out in a featured game sometime. His Ashe is insane. But other than that, another good reason to pick Ashe right now is because at least some high-level people are saying that Essence Reaver is actually a pretty good item on Ashe. I haven't actually tried it too much myself. So we got another gank coming in right here. This is actually our Riven. And, you know, again, not reinventing the wheel here, but this is something that is kind of nice about Ashe. You're kind of unsusceptible to ganks here because you are just gonna be pushed. And I mean, what you want to do is like not. You want to play within the means of your character. You know, you don't want to try to make LCS huge plays and like do something that your character is not naturally, or yourself are not like naturally inclined to do. Like you don't want to get pissed and be like pushing me to tower all day, are ya? Oh yeah, and like so it's just these two that did dragon. Interesting. Those two did dragon by themselves right there. I guess this guy's actually like humongously tanky and they can get it no problem. But yeah, they get dragon off that. But it's okay though, because we got 2 kills bottom. I'm feeling pretty good now. I am losing in CS. But my items are looking pretty solid, especially compared to Draven. He actually does get a BF sword right there, huh? The reason he could get that BF sword is because last time he went back, he went double Dorans, and I spent my money. I spent like all my money last time, which is one of the reasons I was able to stay in lane. All right, here's something you want to do without hesitation in bottom lane. When your lane's pushed, just go do double golems. Don't even think about it. Just go do it. It's worth it. You get experience. You get money. There's nothing I would have done up here. Don't even think about it. Just go do them. Period. It helps that we're not losing lane. But, I don't know. Just something to think about. Something you definitely want to do as AD carry. Used to be the reason people thought blue side was the most OP by a long shot. I don't actually know or care what the high-level consensus is right now. I think it's fairly even. We are going to lose our tower here. This is a play I tried to make, though. I'll just rewind that so we can see exactly what happens. I'm planning for this. I know they want to take our tower, so what I'm trying to do is kill all the creeps, and I actually shoot my arrow right as the last creep dies to try to get Draven to force tower aggro on him, especially with the way new towers work. It's great if you can get them to force tower aggro by stunning him under tower with your arrow. Definitely a situation you always want to be looking for. It's kind of a unique tool that Ashe has over a lot of different AD carries. I guess Ashe and Varus are kind of the only ones. We do end up losing this tower, but I mean, hey, it could have been worse. Janna actually picked up a kill on their support right there, so I mean, it is what it is. You don't want to overstay your welcome and like try to defend your tower with your life if it's going to die anyways. I had 1 HP, I just bounced. That Vel'Koz ult actually does a ton of damage. I think Vel'Koz support is pretty legit, and a lot of other goons think so also. Not sure what the high-level consensus is on that. It does a ton of damage, though, I'll tell you that much. For sure. I think if Vel'Koz belongs anywhere, it's at support. Not mid. Alright. So I'm just farming. This is kind of, once you lose your tower, and you don't have your core items yet, don't try to do too much. Don't like run off and try to team fight, especially when my ult's not even up yet again. You just want to push. I see Draven in mid, and he takes their tower, or our tower, and it's fine, you know. I just gotta farm it out and get my items and understand that I'm being efficient with my time by farming. Go ahead and use my bird right here just to kind of see what happens. I didn't realize that Elise had actually finished the red already, so I was trying to see if Diana had was trying to complete it with that bird. Just doing the double golems again. Not a big deal. I could have either gone and pushed this or done doubles, but doubles was just the safer choice, and also I can get to mid faster here. Riven was asking for help. Riven really struggled in the early game, but that nice gank she got bottom was kind of got her back in the game. Alright, now, I don't know what I could have necessarily done better here. I feel like if I arrowed right there early, it wouldn't have done anything different. I tried to hit Diana with that, but I missed. If I would have hit Diana with that arrow, it would have been GG right there, but I missed. Let's just see how this plays out, and then we'll talk about it. They get me with all the CC right here. I flash out, actually. Alright, so that didn't go great for us, but the important thing is I didn't die, and I want to talk about how come I didn't die right there. Alright, let's go all the way back here to tower. First thing I do is I do not try to go too hard on saving this tower. I know I can't save it. You don't want to go in and die while they're taking your tower and then blame your team for not being there after you die. Not a good look. Just let them take the tower. You're not going to prove a point or anything. Second thing, I'm hanging back as hard as I can right here. I almost got too close right there by an input error. And I don't even, you'll notice I don't even like try to sneak an auto attack in right there. If I had auto attack even one time, that Rengar may have been able to catch me there, or this Diana may have been able to catch me. But instead, I just keep walking all the way back. Not doing any damage while you're walking back, but sometimes you just have to walk back. I mean, check this out. The one time I try to go up and sneak an auto attack right there, I eat like an ult, I eat Vel'Koz's knockup, I almost die. If I didn't have my flash right there, I might have died. I wouldn't have because Janna ult saved me, but if you can't necessarily always count on your support to save you. Alright, now check this out. It's important that I didn't die right there, because now we can follow up on what just happened. If I had just died, it would have been garbage. But instead, we can kind of catch this guy here. You know, force his flash. I mean, it's something. And it also lets me just go and keep on applying pressure. They got us good right there. They've taken both of our towers in mid, but what you got to do is just not throw too hard as AD carry and just believe in your own late game, especially as Ashe. Ashe has one of the best late games, in my opinion, of any AD carry. Just because of her ultimate. Having 600 range doesn't hurt either. And also her passive actually is pretty great late game too. You don't really notice it too much, but it kind of factors in well with, it kind of scales well with Static Shiv and IE, so I mean, and IE is pretty, just shoot my bird to make sure that they're not coming, because I don't want to get like, I just want to make sure I can push this wave safely and then get out. Something I learned from a guy called Ghetto Fabulous back in Season 1 is to push, you have to practice pushing as hard as you possibly can without getting killed if you want to get better at the game. If you don't push, you're not applying pressure, and you're just going to get pushed. Sometimes I watch low elo games, and before you know it, they've just lost all their towers, and they're like exasperated that they don't understand like what they could have done differently. And what you need to do differently is sometimes just like forsake the team, understand that like or in this example, like the team fighting was done, and I understood that I had the opportunity to go and push bottom as hard as I could. And that kind of, it just lets me get some more farm, get some more levels. And I mean, look, the lane already reset back here, so I'm still just going to keep pushing it out, especially because we see Draven top, we see them here. And there's no way I'm going to get up here in time. And even if I did, I don't, like, what am I going to do up there? I don't have any items yet. I got, like, a BF sword, a pickaxe, and a thing. All I do is I shoot a courtesy, like, Team Solidarity arrow. I actually hit something, but I'm more concerned with getting my core items right now. Getting to my late game. As far as I'm concerned, this is my team's bad here. And what you don't want to do is go and try to help them here, because it's not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is taking this tower here. And it looks bad. It looks like they're going to take our inhib here. I maybe could have backed a little bit sooner right here, but I really wanted that cannon. Rip. Maybe I should have. So, yeah, that was actually... I could have probably backed a little bit sooner, like right after I got the tower. And maybe we could have even saved the inhibitor. I doubt it, though. I don't even have ult here. Maybe we could have saved the inhib if I had come earlier. But, at the very least, I use my slowing arrows to actually make sure we catch this guy. And yes, I am actually fairly sure that my slowing arrows are the reason we got that kill there. So we did lose inhib, but the important thing here is to, understand that it's in the past. Even if I did make a mistake of staying bottom too long and my team made the mistake of getting caught up here in the jungle, it's important to just not die and keep farming it out. Being as efficient with your time as possible as an AD carry. Could have taken red right here, I just didn't though. I didn't want to piss off my jungler. Like I said, this guy was on tilt before the game even started, humongously. And so obviously that just put some other... And this Riven fed early. And this Elise got mad at me earlier for losing this tower without ulting. So I'm just trying to keep the peace in this game. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm barely saying anything at all. I don't even know if I said a single word this entire game. Just trying to keep the peace and let your play raise your team's morale. I think I might have dropped a few GJs in there or something when we... Not really much GJ worthy in this game so far, though. Alright, here comes the saddest part of this game for me. I'm actually going to rewind real fast. Alright, we got a ward right here. We see Vel'Koz. And we see Diana for just a split second right there. Right? And I'm like, I don't know where the hell she's going. I'm assuming she's going to push bottom. And I see Vel'Koz's ward right here, and he's going to take out our pink. So I'm like, I'm going to at least get this ward. And then, oh, Diana out of nowhere crushes me. I should have known better. I actually did see her right here. With that ward. And I should have known that she was potentially there. And she was, and I died for it. That was a big mistake from me this game. The most important thing you can do as AD carry is not die. On other champions, sometimes you can die and make it worth. Like, if they use like a lot of cooldowns on you and like, or it's like for a you dive to get 2 kills or something, or to save a tower or something. But as AD carry, almost never worth it. Alright, check out this sweet arrow. Bam! Exactly who I was aiming for. Not the Diana at all. But I mean, hey, that does help us secure the double kill right there. And that's just... You don't get that kind of efficiency out of any other AD carry. I got that... I assisted with that team fight from spawn right there. And this, what I'm doing right here, kind of goes back to having a cool head. Above all, you lose your inhibitor early, okay, fine. Just make sure you don't lose base towers. That's all there is to it. Look at it as a positive. You get a bunch of free farm. You might lose a couple more outer turrets, but it's okay as long as you don't lose another inhib turret. If you lose another inhib turret, you'll probably lose. But that's where the thing about how I keep pushing this bottom lane out here, it kind of comes back to stuff like that. Like, you want to push out the lanes whenever you have an opportunity. Whenever you see an opening, like after team fights, when you see them on the other side of the map, trying to get stuff done. Man, I almost get caught here. My team gets so greedy. I actually walked way further than I wanted to right there. I did not mean to walk that close. And I almost die here. But hey, What you need to do is never give up. My ult, actually, I swear to God, it came up that exact second. Man, he just barely misses that. And hey, check it out. I get out just fine right there. I almost died, but I didn't give up. I just kept walking away. Sometimes you just need to believe in yourself that you can get away. And you will. And I'll tell you what, if I had died right there, I swear to God, we would have lost that game. I'm like 90% sure. But instead of me dying, they extend a little too far. We got that one guy burned a flash for it. This guy gets hella greedy. But I don't even care. I'm not concerned at all with what's going on up here. My main priority is to try to, save this inhib and keep this lane pushed out. I'm trying to keep the map control in check this entire game. Alright, now right here is kind of another example of me doing my best to not die. You see that volley right there? That's exactly as close as I want to get to Diana. I'm not trying to get any closer. Because if I get any closer, she'll kill me. Period. And hey, I mean, she's going to actually end up getting this inhibitor right there. But what could I do? Look at all this damage she's doing to me right here. She almost kills me. I almost die right there for free. She would have just taken that inhib and killed me. But hey, since I didn't die, I'm free to push mid here. That's the fruits of my labor right here. Oh, we're actually not going to push mid. We're actually going to do a dragon fight, a baron fight. Or a dragon fight. I didn't think my team was actually going to go for dragon right here, but I guess they felt like they could, and they ended up doing it. I'm just trying to keep these super minions in check. Not trying to do too much. Hey, if you can farm super minion waves, you're getting paid. Period. And they're actually going to do this dragon. I'm trying to just make sure I get at least that super minion so our wave isn't in our base before we know it. That's my #1 priority. And we actually do end up getting dragon. Pretty nice. And right here, again, just trying to live. I shoot a volley. This fizz goes in and just feeds. He should have just gotten out. And I'm pretty sure I was out right there no matter what, even if that fish didn't go back in. And look, I know I'm almost dead. All I'm doing is shooting volleys and trying not to die. I'm going all the way here to back, just in case this is voided right here. If I would have died in this fight, there would be no one to push this out right here. And look, another super minion's coming in. Before you know it, we've lost like 1 billion health on our turrets right here if I'm not here to try to alleviate some of the pain. And I'm actually, like, did you see that super minion chunk me right here? I'm actually going to buy home guards right here because this is like all hands on deck. Look how fast this turret's going down right here. If I had died, that turret might not have died, but I definitely did some significant damage to that wave right there to save that turret. And it's just another thing that comes with staying alive, you know. It's so important on Ashe to understand where you can go in and where you can't, because you have no mobility. All you have is your ultimate stun for defense, and that's it. You got flash and heal. Shoot the bird that way and actually spot this guy. Baron is a threat this entire time because they have super minions. I was actually kind of surprised they weren't doing it right there. I thought they could definitely get it, but I guess they didn't want to throw at Baron, which makes sense. And hey, I mean, I could easily be like 1-3 right now, and that would put the score at 23-24 instead of like 23-22. If you don't die, it's really hard for the enemies to get kills. Marinate on that. Alright, so just putting in my damage where I can right here. I actually get ulted, and I almost die right here. Janna has a pretty good ult, I think, actually. And I just barely get out right here, man. Goodness gracious. I just shoot my ult for solidarity with the team, try to slow that guy down slightly. And whoever gets out, gets out. Not a big deal. I gotta go and stop this wave again, because these fools keep taking our inhibitor. Someone's gotta defend it. And that someone is probably you, the AD carry, because it's solo queue. Fools want to fight in solo queue. No one wants to defend the inhibitors, or like the turrets. That's gotta be your job. You gotta defend. I mean, this turret's still not even healed up from last time. I'm trying to body block these guys. This inhibitor is my main priority this entire time. And I can guarantee you these guys are getting antsy that they're not getting anything from taking this inhib over and over again. And basically what I'm trying to do is just endure until they throw. And this is actually where they throw. This guy gets too close. Hit that fool with my slows. Hit that guy with, I mean, the chase is on right here, basically. We got 2 kills here. And just like that, the tide of battle is turning for us. Everyone's pinging back right here. I'm pinging back. I think I want to go back right here. I'm about to make a huge purchase. Yeah, I'm about to get Shiv, I think, which will complete my core. So I think I'll take this opportunity to talk a little bit about my item buys. Like I said earlier, Essence Reaver is something that people consider pretty good on Ashe. And I think it's good too. But the reason I didn't get it this game is because I had enough money for a BF sword at one point. Alright, I sent an arrow right here. I actually do hit this guy. Not sure how much it helped, but I mean, it's something. Come in there, get my damage on. That guy almost killed me with his ult right there. So I'm not actually sure how much of an impact I actually had in that fight right there, but my overall lane control this game has sort of influenced us to be able to get that done. I did get a lot of damage on that Nocturne, or that Nautilus right there. But yeah, because I was able to afford a BF sword, the way I usually buy on Ashe is on my first back I want to at least get Vamp Scepter, and then I'll buy a longsword, I guess, like I did this game. It just depends. If I have it depends what's left over after that. You want to get the Vamp Scepter for sure, and then you want to get either some pots or a longsword, or if you have a ton of money, you can get the pickaxe. And so the reason that Essence Reaver is interesting is because it's kind of a security blanket for a poverty type build, like if you're not doing that well. Because you have the Vamp Scepter and you have the pickaxe. So if you have to go back with between 1,000 and greater than 1,000 but less than 1550 gold, you can just finish the Essence Reaver, and that's pretty good for you. So this is me just attacking the tankiest thing or the thing that's out in front right here. I actually switched over to get an attack on Nautilus right there. As on some AD carries, you can get greedier and try to go deeper on people that are in the back a little bit if you have more mobility or interesting spells like Lucian. But on Ashe, you gotta just hit the person in front, period. You don't have mobility. Your tricky team fighting comes from your ultimate, which I did land right there. And it initiated the team fight well. It put them in an awkward position they didn't want to be in. And because of that, we end up actually getting this in him. Let's actually rewind and see just what happened right there. I'm honestly not sure how much this arrow did. I just know that that there's some fools here. Yeah, we see Vel'Koz, and I'm like, if you can just, I wanted to hit Draven right here, but then I saw this thing. I actually nailed Vel'Koz. Fish actually obliterates that Vel'Koz and gets him with the dot. So that takes Vel'Koz's ult out of the fight, which is huge. Vel'Koz ult all Vel'Koz support does is humongous damage with his ult. Take that out of the fight, and you're probably going to win. So I guess that's really what my ult contributed right there. And I mean, hey, It also, I believe, slowed their Draven, and that fish, this fish is doing work, man. I mean, I gotta be honest. This fish, I don't know what this 80 fizz is all about, but this guy did like the most damage in the game this game. It's like racking up all these kills. I don't even know, man. I don't know what to tell you about this fish. This 80 top fish. I might try it out. Seems pretty interesting. Not sure what the point of it is, but hey. We've endured. We finally have... This is the long game profits of kind of having this inhib and defending well and controlling the lanes as best as you can within yourself the entire game. Is when you do finally win a team fight, you can take stuff off of it. Where you don't want to be is pushed in here all day and lose a team fight in here with like 3 super minions, like knocking at your front door, because what that means is you win a team fight, great. What do you get out of it? You get to kill a wave of super minions. That's it. You don't get any towers, you don't get jack off of it. But if you defend your inhibitor well and control the lanes as best you can, eventually you will come back, you'll win the team fight you need, and you can take objectives off of it. Most importantly, inhibitors. And that's how you win games. I mean, this game's over now, period. We're going to have another great team fight at some point. So I'll talk a little bit more about my item choices here. If you can get the BF sword on your back after you're up, basically if you ever have enough money for your BF sword, get it. Because you need it for IE, and it's your biggest buy by far. Like your hardest buy to make. So because I had enough money for BF sword, before I built my Essence Reaver, I just went ahead and used the pickaxe for my Infinity Edge instead. And I saved my my Vamp Scepter. I just held on to it. And what I ended up turning it into, actually, was I used that spare longsword I had, and I just turned it into Cutlass for an extra 200 gold, freed up an item slot. You want to build your static shiv. I whiffed that arrow so bad right there. You want to build your static shiv after you get your IE. At least the you want to get a zeal where you can. It's only 1100 gold now, pretty nice. Yeah, basically you want to get your IE as top priority after Essence Reaver, or if you don't get Essence Reaver. Then static shiv is your second priority, and then late game you want to either get Last Whisper, or you want to get Borg Sword. The reason I never got Last Whisper this game, I believe, is because I was low on item slots, and I ended up eventually at some point going back with like enough money to straight up buy a Borg Sword, so that's why I got it. Otherwise, I would have bought like a pickaxe, and I actually get caught right here. It's pretty garbage. Let me actually talk about why I got caught right here. The reason I got caught right here is because of a situation I've seen way too many times in solo queue ranked. Even in Platinum. In fact, this is where you lose games in Platinum. Is when your team dives like retards. Man, that fool nailed me with that. She got me good. But she does pay for it. That was a huge mistake by me, though. If my team hadn't been so far ahead, we would have lost this. I'm honestly not too sure how we beat this so bad. It's because their Diana was like their fed person, and she went in really deep to kill me right there. She's pretty much all their damage. Draven's not that fed. And one of the reasons he's not that fed is because I did not die to him in lane. It just goes back to not dying. It's hard for certain champions to get fed if you don't die. Like, that Draven was probably counting on getting kills in lane. We just did not let him, period. So that's why he wasn't so effective this game. So yeah, their one carry went in on me, and I did die. But we aced him for it, and we're going to win the game. And I mean, hey, maybe part of that is that guy was so thirsty to kill me because I had only died one time before that, you know, I mean, hey, he finally, he's like, I guess I'm just going to go in and get it. and they lost the game for it. But, I mean, hey, we were pushing in on them pretty hard right here. I don't know. In the end, my Riven actually came back pretty hard, and so did my Fish. These guys were both not doing well at all, but they ended up just putting in so much work while I was just, I spent like half the game trying to defend this inhib and making sure that we weren't losing Nexus towers, but it all worked out. In the end, solo queue is an endurance, and the other team wants you to throw once they take an inhib. They're like, alright, we got an inhib, can you throw now please so we can lose the game? But the truth is, you don't have to throw if you just don't die and you understand what you have to give up and how far you can take things. And understanding those two philosophies, like getting better at those two things and pushing them to their limits, is how you get better at this game. And by taking things, I mean like pushing as hard as you can without dying. And I mean like by having to give up as little as you can. Like I had to give up this inhib to Diana that one time, and all I could do was volley at her. But she could have just killed me and taken the inhib if I would have let her. And I didn't do it. So we ended up actually killing her instead. And I mean, those kind of things are just like what make the game go in your favor. Like as AD carry, you are kind of a bitch in the game. Like everyone wants to kill you because you're so easy to kill, especially Ashe. But I mean, you use your tools properly, she's pretty powerful. And again, check out Ashe is Elite in a featured game sometime if you can catch him. That guy is a beast. So I guess that'll do it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Peace.